one, again, because so much of this is redundant and so much of it goes back to things that we have already covered. The issue with political parties, or part of the struggle of political parties, part of the reason that this is a problem goes back to Federalist number 10. We know that factions are bad for our democracy, okay, or at least they can be bad for our democracy. They're not always bad for our democracy. Okay? In fact, parties exist in order to get things done. Okay? There are advantages to parties. All of us individually would not be able to accomplish much. When we consolidate into a group, we can come up with a consensus amongst that group and move forward. All right? Now, that being said, according to Hamilton, and any faction, and political parties count as a faction, needs to be held in check in order to see that it does not run rampant and actually become detrimental to our sort of democracy. All right? That we should pay particular attention to today when we see Democrats that are really just protesting for the sake of protest. Okay? They're delaying for the sake of delay. Okay? They're refusing to work with the Republicans simply out of what they deem to be principle. And that being said, the Republicans did the exact same thing during the Obama administration when they held Congress, or when they were in the minority. Alright? When we look at the historical development of the political party system, we understand, and we'll talk about this in great detail over the course of this week, we have a two-party system. We will always have a two-party system. There will never be anything other than a two-party system. Only two parties matter. Only two parties count. And to vote for anyone other than members of those two parties is to waste your vote. Again, I hate saying that. I would love to see a third party be a viable option. However, the way our system is created, it is not. Alright? That being said, when you look at our two parties, I want to make sure that you understand the sort of progressive history of it. Okay? Obviously, if we go all the way back basically to the foundation of political parties, our first two political parties are the Federalists and the Democratic Republicans. And so obviously over the course of time, our parties will change names. You will have parties that rise and then others that fall. And understand that whether they change names or not, they can absolutely change ideologies. The Republican Party is the party of Lincoln and the party of freedom from slavery. Probably not the same Republican Party today. Right? Just like Jacksonian Democrats were all about, you know, marching Native Americans off their land at bayonet point. Probably not the Democratic Party of today. I also want you to understand, and we'll use Hamilton here as our, not Hamilton, let's use Madison here as our example, right? James Madison, 4th President of the United States, is a member of which political party? No. I hear one Democratic Republican, I hear one Federalist.
When are you talking about? When he was president or before?
Just him.
Because Jefferson, like when he was president, didn't he run, like when you look it up, he ran under something maybe that he didn't align with, or because like back when the Federalist Papers were written, it doesn't seem like his views are the same. Or, well, I don't know what I'm saying, but
The funny thing is what you're saying is pretty much accurate. And the truth of the matter is the answer to the question is yes. Okay? Is he a member of the Federalists or the Democratic Republicans? The answer to the question is yes. Okay? Madison is the father of the Constitution. He is the man tasked with or responsible for writing the Constitution. The Constitution is a Federalist document. It's all about the power of this national government, the central government. And however, in the early 1800s, when he runs, right, 1808, when he runs to be President of the United States, he runs as a member of the Democratic Republican Party because Madison switched sides. Alright? So the Republicans that, especially in the primary season, that wanted to complain about Trump and how he gave money to Clinton and ultimately he really was a Democrat. Okay, historically we see people change parties. It happens. Alright? So don't sort of freak out about that in that instance. Oh Lord, we got another one.